Okay, cool.
Go.
Hello, friends.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to our podcast, Two Fellas in a Pod.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Paige.
And this is where we talk about our knitting and some projects that we're working on. I have some acquisitions today.
So do I. I've just realised I left them in my room, but I'll run out and get them when I get the tea.
Well,
maybe.
we need to have a tea break soon anyway, once the tea's brewing. So, yeah.
We do.
We are meeting on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and we're very grateful to be here.
Yes, we are. It is a beautiful, what day of the week is it? Oh my God,
Tuesday.
Edie has
It's
messed
Tuesday.
with me. Beautiful Tuesday morning. Skies are blue. The air is crisp. It's a little bit cold. It's jumper weather. This is my favourite.
This, riding here this morning, like all the trees were like in their prime. It was like sun was rising. It was so crisp.
This
It was
is
a really nice morning, actually.
This is like my favourite, like Melbourne temperament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really lovely.
So what do we have? We have some finished objects, we have some whips, and we have some acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Let's start with what you're wearing.
That's true, there's also that. So I am wearing an oldie but a goodie. I've talked about this before and I have a paucity of finished objects, so I
Whatever.
think
No.
anyway, so this is one of my favorites. This is the Sunday sweater, the mohair edition by Petite knit. I've knitted it in Rowan Kid Classic, which is a bit of an interesting yarn. I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast. Have I talked about it before, why I chose it?
I can't remember. Remind me.
So the reason I purchased it is remember how I said in one of our episodes that I didn't know about how to combine yarn combinations in an economical way. So this is back when I still only knew about Morris & Sons and they sell Rowan. So whenever you see me using Rowan, it's like back from those days, and it's not because I don't like Rowan, it's just because it was like the only bougie nice yarn that I knew of at the time. But essentially I chose it because then I wouldn't have to hold mohair and another yarn together, so it was like more economical. I'll just show you. It's like a lot more lightweight than my other Sunday sweater, as you can tell, which I think makes it a lot more wearable for our climate, I think.
It's got beautiful drape.
Yeah, it's drapey.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it is nice. This is a jumper that I had completely knitted into something else and then completely frogged.
Really?
A whole jumper, yeah. I made a balloon.
It's held up really well. It's really
well,
nice.
it was a bit sucky to frog, which you can probably
I was going to say,
understand why. But
that would be rough.
yeah, I made a whole balloon sweater and then frogged it.
Yeah.
And then made it into this, and I'm really glad I did because I wear this so much more.
Yeah, nice. It looks, the drape, it's very, I feel like this is one thing that I'm eyeing off, being like, I would actually knit, I don't know, would you recommend this yarn? Like,
It's
such a beautiful combo.
I actually would. I mean, it feels like it's a real blast from the past. Like I used it such a long time ago, but
like the
I think
yarn
I
pattern
would.
combo is like very nice.
I wonder if it would be like poppy, like, you know, the poppy blown yarn.
Oh, sure.
It's not blown, it's just
fluffy.
fluffy.
It's just floofy.
And like, if I'm being honest, yeah, there's like a bit of pilling because
Sure.
I've literally never de-pilled this though, and I've worn it so much.
And you frogged it, like,
and I frogged
that
it.
would have been a...
And like, I remember when I was frogging it, it was one of those ones where you're really like,
Oh, especially at the ends.
yeah.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, is this gonna snap? Like, I definitely felt like that was gonna happen. But anyway, that's what I'm wearing.
It's stunning. It's stunning.
Thank you. I also, you know how, you guys will know how I love like a light blue and denim. So I've got like my
Look at this
little
tonal fit.
denim fit.
Yeah.
So yeah, feeling good.
You look very cool.
Now, more importantly, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Myrtle vest.
Stun.
This is one that's been like hiding in the cupboard for a little while that I haven't been able to show because it was a secret test knit for Rebecca of the Cray Bear. It is a pattern that's being released in the next edition of the Journal of Scottish Yarn.
Ooh.
But this was her submission, and so I was part of a secret test knit in, I think it was like Jan-Feb. And it is for this kind of like waistcoaty type situation.
It's got a really nice structure to it.
It's like nothing else I've ever made. Like I think my favorite thing about it is it's like so different.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really love, like it's so
screams
cool.
Cool girl. You're such a cool girl.
So I'll show you. It's quite cropped. And the way it's made is that you knit these two colourwork bands separate.
I remember spying you knitting a colourwork band at some point.
Yeah, so you knit the colourwork band separate, then you knit the body, which includes like, it's all in one piece, and then you seam the two colourwork bands onto the front. So you kind of like mattress stitch it on.
You've done it so neatly.
Thanks.
I totally thought that this was like a pickup stitch, but you're right, it's like come from the bottom, so it can't.
Yeah, and at one point I was like, oh, maybe I could pick up stitches or something, but no.
No.
And then...
Although you could pick up stitches and then knit the colourwork, couldn't you?
Yeah, but like because it's in different directions and you need to make sure you get your stitch count right for the colourwork.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is classic me being like, just leave it to the pattern making experts.
Once you seam it together, you then do an I-cord around the arms and the body. And then I put a little tie on the front to like keep it together, and it's just interesting and cool, and you know, it's keeping the core warm. Yes. But yeah, this was like, I think the hardest thing is definitely getting the tension right on the colourwork bands, because you knit the pattern is, it gets you to do it in the round, obviously, so you don't have to like do colourwork as well.
Because that's the worst.
So you do it in the round and then steek the end to make it a strip.
Is that your first steek?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It's quite stressful.
Was it? Because I'm a bit nervous about all my steek
plans
to be steeked projects.
Yeah. So like I tried two different ways. First I did like with a crochet hook and like to reinforce the edge.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that was fine, but it created a lot of bulk. Like the material, like the extra crochet was a lot of bulk, so I just did it under my sewing machine. Yeah. And just like zigzag stitched.
I think
that was quicker and much less bulky. So that's what I would do in future.
I think I'm down for the sewing machine for both reasons, like how quick.
But that was a stressful experience. But I live to tell a tale, and now I have this like...
I'm excited. Really it paid off.
Yeah.
And also like how good to do it on something that's like not an entire full like colour jumper.
Exactly. Yeah, it was only like...
It's kind of like...
you knit this way.
I mean, it's definitely more than a
steek
swatch, but it's like without having to... I've decided like for the colourwork projects I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to do swatches and do them like,
proud of you.
Properly. Amazing, excellent. It looks stunning. Also the I-cord around the corners is like particularly making me very happy.
Thanks. The one thing I will say is this is a yarn thing. I used uses 2 skeins of I bought like a hand dyed yarn. I think I messaged you about this. I don't know if you can see.
Yes, I remember.
So, I bought 2. I feel like I'm really disappointed because I bought 2 balls, 2 skeins, and they're both really different. And not in a like, slight colour or something. Like one has like slight kind of variegation through it, and one is plain. I think it was sold as a plain.
Yeah, but like if I look at the back, I remember it's very...
I don't know if you can see.
I think they've just got like a big blotch of dye on that second
one.
No,
because when I was unskeinin it, there was like blotches of dye. And like it was kind of matted where there was blotches of dye. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to like badmouth hand dyes, but like this was a kind of a disappointed experience with like what's otherwise a really beautiful... It's like a...
I think...
yarn. I can't remember what it is, but it'll be on the... can't remember what the blend is. Cheviot.
Your object looks amazing, and
like in the scheme of things, it's not a big deal.
And from like
also
the back,
it's mainly the back, so
like whatever, who cares?
Should we have a tea break?
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're back on the non-alcoholic bevs. 7:30 was pushing it too far.
8 o'clock in the morning before I start work seems like a bold move.
I'm on annual leave, but I'm studying again at the moment. Guys, I know I said the last one was the last exam. It kind of is, but you have to pass that one to pass this one, or to be able to sit this one. This is a clinical exam. It's much more fun to study for, but I'm still going to the hospital even on my annual leave to study a bit.
Okay, let's do Let's see these.
Let's do whips. Sorry, finished objects.
Yeah.
Okay, so my finished object, I mean, I'm cheating because I said it was a finished object last time when it really wasn't, but I was just too excited.
Now it's a true finished object.
It's a true finished object. How cute are they? These. Also, guys, we're not talking about my nails today. That's just not being addressed, okay? These are, I'm just going to cover our faces. These are the hug booties that I showed in the last video. And I'm sorry, like the little soles, they're so
God,
cute. I'm very proud of them. As I said in the last video, there's not a whole lot out there about blocking baby booties. I've nailed it. You know what you do? I'm going to just tell you right now for all the people, in case it wasn't obvious to everyone else, like it wasn't obvious to me. You soak them and then you stuff them with tissues or I think kitchen towel is the best, but we're really bad with refilling our kitchen towels. So, I mean, it's just a sad fact about me. But you, fill them with kitchen towel and like really stuff them, and then they'll get a little bit soggy from the wetness of the thing. And then you just like mold them into like the nice shape. And then you just leave them to dry in the sun. And my concern was that they would just never dry. No, they dry so fast still. I don't know how, but they just do. And some people like, I've read, I think it was on Reddit, I want to say, someone was like, oh yeah, I've done that method, and they changed out the tissue after 2 days or something. But honestly, I didn't even have to. Like, I just put them on my windowsill and they just dried beautifully, and the structure's there. Yes.
Oh, I love
them. I love the colors. I'm gonna make so many. Yeah, they're cute. I knitted this with some Ulysses yarn held double, and then the rest is like, that's the brown, and then the creamy color is a flecked yarn that was the heirloom merino fleck 8-ply. I think the pattern calls for 8-ply, and the Ulysses yarn was a 4-ply, which is why I held it together. So it was definitely a little bit stiffer, and it definitely blooms, but I really like that.
I think it gives a good structure.
Yeah, that's what I like. And then I'll put in our description. I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of the pattern designer. Did I tell you someone contacted?
It was like a little Converse shoe or something.
Yeah, someone really kindly who watches a podcast contacted us and like sent over a pattern for Converse shoes, but I can't remember if it was the same person. Was it the same person? I'll have to double check. Their pattern also had a few modifications that I liked. Yeah, I think they're really cute. Also, they're just so good for stash yarn. They use such little yarn.
Perfect.
I should weigh them and see how much yarn. It was just so little. So yeah. Also, just the soles. Like,
they're just
the soles. Sorry, I can't stop talking about them. I just love the soles. And I darn them from the inside, and then I darn the back. Like, sorry, I'm covering your face again. I darn the back like that. Just I darn them and then I top stitch them just to make them neater. Anyway, that's that. I already talked about them in the last video, but I couldn't resist. Sorry.
They're just so lovely. My other finished object this episode is a pair of
they're so good. They look so good.
Vanilla socks.
Okay, can I have one while you talk so I can just ogle?
So this is, I just used the I'm So Basic socks, which is a free pattern by Summer Lee. This is part of my working to get my perfect sock pattern recipe for myself. So this is using a Australian hand-dyed sock set from a brand called Hodgepodge Skeins. I bought this when we went to the Australian Sheep and Wool Show last year, and I love them.
Can I just say, I stand. I said at the time, you need to get these colours.
You pressured me into buying this.
I stand by them. Look how like pretty they are. I don't know where I'm putting it there, but I feel like
because it likes the colours suit you very well.
I just love the colours.
But yeah, I just really wanted to do a real classic contrast heel-toe cuff.
Also, they're so neat.
I did these on, I use a 72 stitch on a 2.25 mil needle.
Okay, I was literally focusing because as I was looking at this, I was thinking, that's so neat. What mil needle does she use?
2.25.
I know you knit a little bit looser than I do, just because experienced knitters, I think, just
or just that. like I'm just too lazy.
You're just a more relaxed soul. But that's so interesting because I also knit on 2.25 and
I bought a 2.0. I bought a 2 mil needle out of curiosity, and I was like, I'd try it, but I don't know if I can deal with going up to what I probably have to go to an 80 stitch.
Yeah.
for my...
I love the
big
density of the fabric with the smaller needles.
Yeah, me too.
I actually think I originally used to go with a 2.5 millimeter needle because I thought I'll just go a little bit more than I feel like most people use 2.25. And I was tight knitter, so I went up to 2.5. But I think my fabric is just so much neater. Yeah, anyway, I love it. And the Eye of Partridge heel, I rate it with the hand eye.
Yeah, so
I'm just gonna like feature that just so that everyone can appreciate how stunning that is. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. You saw it for a second.
that'll do. One thing that I have started doing with my socks to help them fit a bit better is I do a longer heel flap and I pick up more stitches for the gusset, and that just gives me a little bit more room over that like front bridge of the ankle.
Totally.
And to get them on, and like that just...
You know how I feel about that. It's elite. Someone commented on one of our videos early on when I was saying, I'm trying to find the perfect sock pattern for my foot, and they recommended that because I would get so much stretching over the front of my foot, and I tried to compensate by just making a bigger sock
and then tapering it down.
Yeah, but it's not.
The answer is more stitches in the gusset.
Answer.
But yes, it's just it's my first pair of like socks in a while. Like, oh no, I made that other colorwork pair of socks, but like now that it's sock season, I'm excited for socks.
There's a shopping purchase that I really want to make, but then I'm like, do I tell you or do I just get it for you and surprise you?
Surprise, always surprise.
No, but I really want to share it with people because I'm impulsive.
Okay. No surprise.
Okay, no surprise. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
So, have you seen... I need to look up her name. Do you have your phone? Can I look her up real quick? Sorry, guys. Pause. You're editing this one. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll find me first. And then... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah. And then bling. There's no way of you seeing my saved things, is there?
No.
Damn it, but we're recording on my phone.
Is it something that you need to show me now?
Probably not, but I really want to. Okay, hold that thought. I'll show you another time.
Okay.
Maybe I'll show you in the next video.
Oh, no, I don't want to wait.
Okay, no, I'll show you. Wait. Do I?
We'll just pause it.
Okay, no, I'll just go get my laptop. No, I know this is but it's sock related, so you need to see it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I mean, we're going to just edit this out, I suppose.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay. It'll be worth it, I promise. Sorry. Don't look at my face. I know, I've just got too many hobbies to chill it on here. Okay, also,
I saved that too.
Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
Also, this broken rib sleep suit in 8-ply, I was like, that could be a good baby knit.
Yeah.
Also, how cute. Also, Anyway, don't get distracted. Is it this pattern? No, it's not that pattern design.
Oh, that's
is it?
Great.
Okay. Can we just talk about how cute that Okay, that's not the point. This is the point.
Oh my god.
Okay, so who I'm thinking of is Stone Knits. So Stone Knits is a knitting design, or she's a knitting designer, Charlotte Stone. You know what? It's almost like useful having our laptop to be able to
reference things.
Anyway, she does amazing
I saw
sock
this.
patterns. Yeah, well, I'm obsessed with her sock patterns. As in, I've never knit any of them, but I really want to because she does lots of like patterned repeat colorwork socks. I really want to make these mushroom ones.
I'll show that.
Oh yeah, true. You can show it. Okay, I really want to make these mushroom ones. They're my favorite. But the reason that I was showing you this is I think we need to get little clear Wellingtons to show up our socks in winter. No? Or do you hate it?
No, I don't hate it.
I'm way more excited than she is. This was my idea. I was like...
It's pretty outrageous.
But how cool.
It's very cool.
You have to have cool socks.
Yeah, it would really like force you to have excellent socks.
But I guess... oh my gosh, we went on such a tangent.
That was... Anyway, yeah. Okay, so good. Socks. Done.
Love the sock.
Have you got any other whips?
I have 2 whips.
Yep.
Or kind of. I'll show, I just wanted to really show my progress because I'm quite proud of it. I've been working on my Harlow sweater by Cadre.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the progress I've made. I know I probably haven't prolifically knit as much as like a lot of people online, but I'm loving how it's looking.
This is so stunning.
This is the back. And you guys know the shoulder detail. I'm about it. I'm addicted to nestled knits, by the way.
Yes!
I was so addicted last night, just watching for ages as I was knitting. Actually, the next whip that I'll show. But yeah, anyway, I'm up to picking up the sleeves. I feel like an absolute champion because I feel like I did it really neatly for once. It's my second rendition of picking up this sleeve, so it's fine. The first time I just wasn't happy with how it was looking, but now I am.
This is like a cloud.
It's crazy.
It is so soft.
It's as a reminder, it's the Harriet fine yarn. This is actually the 8-ply, sorry.
8-ply.
In travertine. Yeah, it's so soft.
It's going to be a beautiful.
I'm excited to get it done, which is sort of why I'm powering through. And also,
now you're on the body, or like now you're just in the round.
I'm doing the sleeves because I always finish whatever skein I'm on.
Smart.
And then I go and do the sleeves and then come back. In Nestled Knits, she was also talking about how she like picks up the neck to try and get a bit of a sort of overall
like sense of what the garm's going to look like.
Vision, yeah. And I think I'm going to do that as well because, you know, I'm obsessed with her nails. So.
I mean, I do that, but that's definitely more from a like yarn usage point of view. Like I do everything that I need to, and then knit as much body.
Right.
Because like I'm always playing yarn.
I don't play it as frequently. Like as in, I have so much of this yarn. I think I'm only in my must be my third.
Yeah.
Skein. Yes, as I was saying, I've only broken a tiny bit into that one, but I've literally got a whole another like 3 or 4 more of those left. So I'm gonna have way extra. But I love the yarn anyway. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. I'll show you my whip.
Yes. Yeah, you were going to explain to me yesterday, and then we paused, and I was like, just tell me today.
Okay.
So tell me what's going on.
Have you ever had that thing where like you have a great idea and you're like, this is such a great idea?
Oh my God, I've just cottoned on to what it is.
What do you think it is?
Is it a high-vis beanie?
Yes.
Love it! Nailed it. Because I was like, I literally said to Sarah, what an interesting yarn combination choice.
Have you ever had that thing where you like have a really good idea?
Yeah.
And then you realize that someone else has had the exact same idea?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, maybe I'm not nearly quite as clever as I thought I was or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a Musselburgh beanie.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you know the pattern. It's like it's by Isolde Teague, who is anyway, this beanie pattern is like famous because it's like you can use any yarn. And so like, and it tells you...
Wait, you have talked about this one. This is the one like you can use any yarn and then it gives you like your basic perfect beanie. Is that one?
Different one.
I thought it was.
This one is like, it's like a one where it's like double-sided. So you like fold one end inside the other.
Oh.
So you like knit a tube essentially. So like you start at one end, knit a tube and then taper in.
Yeah, right.
But the way that the pattern is written is like it tells you instructions for increases till you get to a certain point. So you can use any gauge yarn.
Cool.
It's cool. It's a cool pattern. I had this idea when I was hiking in Guatemala that my friend and I were like hiking, we were walking up this volcano, the visibility was really, really bad, and there was someone else in the group who had this like bright orange beanie. And I was like, perfect. That is a great thing. Like I do a lot of hiking and like I think having something high vis
it's practical.
Is a very practical and good thing to do in case you get lost or whatever. But I don't really want to wear this colour all the time. Like I only want this in case of emergency. Like this is
yeah.
But I was like, what's a way that I can have an emergency beanie, but that's still also like a beanie that I would actually wear like more regularly, like when I'm hiking. So my theory was I could do like a reversible Musselburgh.
You've nailed it. I'm getting the vision now. Because
And
I was
so
like, what's
it's
with
like-
the stripe? I get it now.
And so, and I spent so long trying to work out like, because there's like 2 bands, because you can turn, it's like reversible. I was like, if this bit of this band, this bit of this hat is orange, and then this bit is green, and I did this little diagram. But then she sent out a pattern update which told you just how to do that anyway. So
That's amazing.
thanks.
You've like, I'm gonna do this now.
So the theory
Sorry, you've
is,
added it to my list.
I mean, like, let's just see if it works first.
Okay. You
I don't want to speak too soon. But the theory is that one side this will be just like a dark green beanie that I'll wear most of the time. But if for some reason I need to be spotted or something, I've got a high vis beanie. I hope that I never need the high vis version. Like, I hope that I'm never like lost in the woods or something.
This is the most Sarah thing ever, and I love it.
But I think it's like a good functional. Anyway.
No, I think it is functional because, like, even if you're like not lost, it's kind of nice to just wear it when you're being practical and you care less about the fashion. And then when you go, you get to the town of your desires
And you
after
need
your
something
hike.
a little bit more chic.
Yes, you don't want to be in your cute little town wearing high vis.
Yeah.
You can put your green on.
So that was the idea, and then I kind of was looking it up, and then it turns out there's a hiking brand which has essentially already done this.
Yeah, but we love the joy of knitting.
But
so-
it was just like, yes, the idea exists, and and it's just like this exists in the world. It's by Fiddlesticks, which is like a Swedish outdoorsy brand. But that's the vision.
I love the vision.
See if it transpires.
I'm sold.
So basically what you need to do is like, you do one and then you do this contrast stripe, then I'll do another stripe in the orange, and then I'll do the body in the green.
I'm interested to see how it looks like folded up and stuff.
The only thing I'm unclear about is like how much of one colour is going to peek out from the
Yeah,
other.
that's
like,
what I mean.
don't really know.
Well, obviously just get the green to peek out a little more.
Yeah, because I'd rather not see orange when I'm wearing green
Yeah.
than not.
But a little green trim in your orange,
I don't mind
like
that.
you're still getting high vis.
Yeah.
If you told me last night, also this is attached.
Oh,
Maybe
thanks.
like that. If you told me last night, I'm going to tell you about this page tomorrow, and after the episode you're going to be knitting one of these, I would have laughed so hard. I would be like, nah, it's not happening.
Well, there's a lot of yarn because I wasn't sure how much I was going to need.
Well, I'm going on a big trip at the end of the year.
You need a high-vis beanie.
It'll be so useful. But I have to admit, the thing that I'm looking at that I don't love is knowing that this is like sock yarn.
Yeah, so the yarn I'm using is, my fluoro is from Hodgepodge Skeins, same yarn as my sock.
When did you buy this? On the same...
No, I bought it online.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I'm sure I would have talked you out of buying that.
Yes, no, this was an idea that I have had more recently than that. But I just went onto her website and bought the most orange colour I could find.
Well, if you have leftover,
I think I'll have heaps of leftover because I only need to do, like, most of it's done and I've barely cracked into.
Because I'd be so down.
Okay.
You don't even have to have like the full beanie as the orange.
Yeah, exactly.
On that side.
Well, the Fiddlesticks one only has an orange, it doesn't have an orange brim.
Yeah.
It's like both sides of the brim are green.
Yeah.
Which could be better and could avoid the whole like peeking out situation.
Yeah, but it's not going to be as cohesive.
Anyway,
yours is better.
We'll try. I've put a lifeline in here.
And I saw that.
So that if I need to extend it or shorten it, I can cut into it at that point and graft it if I need to, but
that makes
I really
me feel unwell
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So Hodgepodge Skeins, it's like just a sock yarn. And then my other colour is Sunday by Sanduscan.
Nice.
Which is in the colour...
I'll just hold it out.
Thanks.
It's definitely a richer green. It's just because of the sun.
It's colour 9.
It's more like that kind of green.
Yeah. 9 is a real outdoorsy...
Mossy green.
This is colour 9581 and it's one of the Petite knit colours. But I bought 2 because I didn't want to only buy 1 and be left in the lurch. So there's basically enough for a whole nother beanie for you.
But you love this colour too.
I do.
And you can use this in your stone knit sock.
Oh yes.
Future.
This prompts me, thank you. Okay, question. Can you use non-sock yarn in a sock if it's not going into the the worn parts of the sock.
I think so. I mean, that's why I suggested it.
Or I just wanted that in my head forever.
No, you just wanted it in your head. No, I think so. I 100% think you need nylon in a sock, but for the body, like the main,
like where the
fabric
foot meets the shoe.
Yeah, and the main fabric. So like,
yeah.
For example, if you're knitting like one with a bit of color work in it, I think the accents can totally be that, because you're not knitting through the accents.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking like the colorwork socks that I did, the Fiorellini socks. I got a sock yarn for that, but I was like, does it need to be a sock yarn?
No, it doesn't. No, don't think so.
But there's probably a whole another beanie quantity there if you want. The Hodgepodge Skeins colour is called Juice.
You know what's hilarious? I was just thinking, like, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, I miss knitting beanies. Maybe I'll cast on a beanie. And like, I've got too many whips at the moment. But you know what? I want to cast on my Sunday in the poppy color, like the bright red.
Oh yeah.
That's basically high vis.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think I might do that actually today.
So this is my high vis / camouflage. It's like one side is high vis, one side's camouflage in the woods type beanie.
I love it.
That's the plan. We'll see how it transpires, but it's been really nice to just have like a stockinette project to just like work the way out.
I have kind of a whip.
Yes, let's see.
Okay, so I've been doing a bit of a but I've been sort of finding all my sort of half done projects. Sarah did an entire video on her doing this, but I'm not as hectic about it. Like, I'm not as productive as she is with this kind of stuff. But basically, I have this beautiful April cardigan. It's stunning.
It is confirmed stunning.
Beautiful April cardigan, which I made. Let's see if we can see the front. It is blocked, but basically I did like pick up like 400 or something stupid stitches along the edges. I also am pretty hectic about, like, I will count them. If it's like 432, I will pick up 432 stitches. And if I get it wrong, I will go back and fix it. I don't know why. I've stopped being that hectic and stopped doing that. And but the thing is, like, one of the positives is that, like, you get the right number on each side.
And you don't have to reknit the button band 3 times.
I'm not hating, I'm just saying that there are pros and cons. Anyway, so yesterday I pulled it out and I basically took apart the entire ribbing on the edges and picked up the stitches, and I've started knitting the double knitted button band, which is what I wanted to do. Handmade by Florence, or Florence Miller on YouTube, has an excellent tutorial on how to do the double knitted button band. I literally just like had it running, because I don't know why, like when I've watched it on Instagram, it's not a particularly difficult technique, but I think the mental energy of keeping it all in my head was just like too much, and it put me off actually doing it for so long. But alas, here we are. It's really easy, and I know picking up stitches can be really, you have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
And I think after the success of the picking up the stitches on my sleeve of my last whip, I was just really in the mood for it. Like, I found it really satisfying. I had just figured out how to do it really, really neatly. Like, I'll show you on here. Like, look how neat this is. I'm so proud of it. Maybe this is obvious, but I don't know. I just think that looks like quite neat and satisfying. So anyway, so I've just started doing the double knitted button band, and I am kind of like loving the process, which I know is like the whole point of knitting. Sorry, I'm just trying to like show that to you. Yeah, I know that's like the whole point of knitting. But
it's looking really nice.
It's satisfying, and I'm not in a rush, and I'm just loving it. So literally last night, after Sarah came over for a bit, after she left, I literally was just watching Nestled in Knits and
working on your button band.
Working on my button band.
Yeah.
Loving so much that I realized, oh my gosh, have I gone past like the holes for the buttons? And then I was like, oh, I could do it as an afterthought. But anyway, it turns out it's like on the other side, so I've got ages. And I picked up...
Do you?
Yeah, because...
Which side are you starting on?
Hang on, let me look at... Yeah.
I mean,
I started on the right.
If you do it the men's way.
No, the right.
Okay, jeans don't count.
Oh.
So women's is like this.
Oh, I've done it the other way, whatever.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Whatever, I'm not going back.
No.
I've picked up all the stitches all the way around, I'm not going back. Also,
but you wouldn't have to, you just have to start your buttonholes. Like, your buttonholes need to go here.
Yeah, well.
Or they can go here, doesn't matter.
I'm not mad about it. I think, I'm pretty sure on my original one, it was on the other side. Like, as on this side anyway, so whatever. Also, can we just talk about how beautiful that colour is?
It's just like the warmest, most delicious brown.
It's beautifully drapey. It's so warm. This is ochre yarn held together with Kremka Soul Wool Silky Kid. So it's luxe, but it's soft. It's got that slight amount of variegation. This is probably like my favourite yarn combination of all time. My Fortune got, like, sweater is in this.
Drape.
Well.
Oh, yeah. Drape.
It's
woolly.
great.
It's soft, it's beautiful.
And like you can actually appreciate the mohair in it. Like it's like more like little hairs. I know this is really random. Sorry, I'm just trying to get out of the sun. I know this is really random, but because it's like a little bit more open, it doesn't just get all like crumpled in there.
Yeah,
you know?
it's beautiful.
The little fibers.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, I love it. I'm knitting the button band on 3.25mm needles. Was that an active choice? No, that was just one of the needles that I didn't have on a project already. I think ideally I would have done 3.5mm needles, but
no, it's looking like
it looks great,
really nice.
But it was literally like I couldn't find my 3.5, so I just used 3.5. Anyway, love it. So, oh yeah, did I pick up the right number of stitches? That's a great question.
Miss, I count every stitch.
Do normally, and then I don't know. Yesterday, I just decided to YOLO. Picked up all the stitches all the way around. And then I was like, oh, I'll count them after I do it and just match the first side. Problematic because I got ahead of myself and started knitting this much, and so I can't really count it now. So I'm pretty sure,
as long as it's about,
I might be like 15 stitches out or something, which I think will be fine. We'll find out when we get to the end.
Look, it's already looking right.
I think the worst case scenario is that I have to pick up extra on the other end, which is easier to do than the other way around. Yeah. It just won't be as neat.
I'm so excited for you to finally finish that because it's been like almost done.
I know, I've procrastinated
for like a year and it's so beautiful.
I
just want you to have a beautiful autumn cardigan.
I've got so many like almost finished knits, and it's kind of annoying that I don't finish them because I just want to cast on new things, but equally I'm trying to be like, oh my gosh, but now that I'm knitting it, it's actually really satisfying to do like a different technique. Also, I'm going to get to a finished object so much quicker. I just the gratification of finishing an object. Yeah. Well, same with my Noro zipper sweater. Do you know how close that is to being finished? Like it's stupid. Yeah. Like I've cast off like all the bits. I just have to do the zip. I'm just procrastinating the zip bit, even though I've done it before and I know it's not hard. Anyway, that's just. I'm excited for you to have all these like excellent things into your wardrobe. Yeah, right at the right time of winter as well. All right, do you have any more whips? I've got like an acquisition and a barely whip. Like it's basically an acquisition. Let's go. Sorry guys, my hair just gets me. I had a request from a friend who is having a significant birthday, and he's like, can you make me something for my birthday? Oh, and I was classic. Like, yes. He's okay, like, so are they a friend-worthy, knit-worthy friend? Yeah. He was like, oh, you know, maybe a beanie, maybe a jumper, and I was like, beanie. As if they're on equal playing field. And I was like, the fact anyway. Maybe a like beanie, maybe a onesie in adult size. Yeah, anyway. So I was like, how about I do like a beanie and matching gloves? Yeah, I mean, that's luxe. Yeah. So I'm so thrilled at the prospect of knowing exactly what he wants. Because I sent him I sent him some pattern pictures, I sent him some inspo. I was like, what do you want? And he like picked it out, he picked the color. So I am making this in the full knowledge this is exactly what he wants. Like, you know, when you make things and like, oh, I hope they like it. This man knows what he wants. I love that. I also love, one thing that I love about knitting for people who they know what they're getting is like their hype is there, and like when they pick the yarn, like you have an excuse to use nice yarn. Yeah. So I bought 2 balls of Peppin 10-ply, which is an Aran weight yarn from a brand called Fiddlesticks. I don't know, I think it's Australian. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've seen it in a lot of Aussie stores, but does that mean anything? I don't know. It's like so soft in a superwashy way. Like it's the most superwash yarn you'll ever feel, I feel like.
but it's 100% merino.
Yeah, it's
Superwash
100% Australian fine merino wool superwash. It's very, very superwash, but it's very soft and like squishy.
It's super soft, super squishy, but it's definitely got that superwashy
Yeah, it does.
feel to it. But for people who are like
For boys.
like
It's
intolerant.
very gendered of me, but
No, but like people that can't deal with the itch. That's very gendered of me, sorry. But like I'm confident this guy couldn't deal with the itch. So I got 2 balls of that, and then I got a ball in the corresponding 4-ply fingering weight, which I was going to do gloves in.
perfect.
I really like this yarn because they do, oh my god, they're actually not exactly the same.
Yeah, I just noticed that, but it's barely...
They're billed as the same colour, and you won't notice them when they're like on hands and head. But
Unless he's like... Anyway, that's fine.
But by
sorry.
and large...
Sorry, I know I shouldn't interrupt you.
No, go
but I
ahead.
just must ask, gloves or mittens?
I don't know yet.
Fingerless. We're not doing fingers.
No, that's too weird.
Okay.
But I might do individual fingers, but just stop here. I feel like that's what you like.
I wouldn't do that for myself, let alone for someone else.
It's like not that much. Honestly, the biggest issue is all the ends you've got to weave in because you have to like break the
For
yarn.
me, it's like, what are you going to do? Double pointed needles?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I think I just don't like
I've done that quite a few times. It's fine.
Fine, no worries. You're just
Oh,
such
now
a
I'm just
chill
like,
girl.
I hope this is enough.
No, that'll be chill. Also, you can easily get more of this.
Yeah, just don't want to have to pay for postage again.
I think Maker and
Oh, maybe they do.
Maker definitely sells
As their
Peppin.
template. But yes, this is going to, so the thing I'm going to start with is the beanie, and I'm doing the September beanie,
Oh yeah,
Stockholm beanie,
September brioche.
the brioche beanie.
Yeah,
by
September.
Petite.
It's a good beanie pattern.
So this is my first time doing any sort of brioche, and so I cast this on last night. I'm like 3 rows in but I did my first tubular cast on,
Proud of you.
and now I'm doing my first brioche pattern. So this was definitely not what I should have done late last night, but that's what I did.
This is going to be the squishiest beanie of all time.
Yeah.
I made my mum, it's on my Instagram, like a brioche beanie with like some Spotlight yarn. Spotlight is like, I feel like it's Australian Hobby Lobby for people in the States.
It's like a big box acrylic only shop.
Yeah, but it's like a pink blown looking yarn with like little red flecks in it.
Cute.
And it was really cute, and it was so squishy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so, and like, yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah. So it's been like, I'm glad that he knows what he's getting and that he's happy, and also I get to try a few new like
Yeah, yarns
and
stuff.
techniques and things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else do you have?
I've just got a few other acquisitions, but let's see some of your acquisitions.
I have 2 acquisitions to talk about.
Yes.
What about you? How many do you have? How should we split this? I
You
guess
do
we
yours?
just alternate anyway. So, all right. So my first acquisition. I'm so excited. Actually, I'm really excited about both. So, okay. I was on a yarn ban. My dearest friends also know/knew that I was on a yarn ban because it's a bit overwhelming how much I have. And so for my birthday, a bunch of them got together and got me a voucher for Maker, which is my favorite, well, one of my like top 2 favorite yarn stores in Melbourne. And I knew straight away exactly what I wanted to buy with it. So I went ahead and bought the Woolen Works Suri alpaca yarn in Maker Sunset, because I think I've even talked about it on the podcast before. Every time I go, I know I haven't shown Sarah this, every time I go, I want this yarn. Like, if I were yarn, this is what colour yarn I'd buy. It's divine. It's got like pinks and oranges and pastels, and I haven't knit with Suri alpaca yet, so I'm really excited to. It's really soft. It's in Maker Sunset. It's 74% baby Suri alpaca, 26% silk, and 50 gram hanks with 300 meters per. It's made by, I think her name is Chloe. Isn't it?
Yeah, she's from Melbourne.
She is from Melbourne. She's an absolute legend. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, her like Barbie stuff. Oh, that was good.
She's a legend. She does has full-time engineering stuff, and then, like low-key does this as well.
Yeah.
And like, I just can't. But basically, she hand dyes this yarn, and
incredible.
like, I mean, I'm sorry, just looking at that,
it's just like Paige and a yarn.
I love it so much. I'm really excited. What am I going to make with it? I don't know. There are just too many options. My entire Instagram saved like to knit list is at the moment like just lots of things that could be this. Lots of like drapey jumpers that are kind of oversized and like a little bit sheer. I was even thinking about
that lacy one.
Yeah. Anyway, so there are lots of options, but yes. So this is my first acquisition that I'm so excited about.
Stunning.
Yes. All right. Do you want to go next?
Let's see. When I was ordering the yarn for the beanie for my friend, I was like, should just make the most of it.
Sorry.
You know, when you're just like, oh, I should just treat myself, like buy something for myself at the same time. So they were selling the Socks Easy Wash alpaca yarn.
I'll hold it up for you while you chat.
It is, I bought this because last year this same yarn, but in the flex version, was like my favorite yarn. It's like a alpaca sock yarn, so it's got nylon in it, but there's no wool, it's just alpaca. And they were like, they just make the softest, floofiest, beautiful socks. And I loved that yarn so much. It was like my favorite yarn. That was my yarn of the year.
Yarn of the year.
And I saw they had some available, so I just bought a skein in this really nice colour. It doesn't have fleck in it. They don't have the fleck one, which is a shame.
Yeah, I actually have looked for the fleck one since. I haven't seen the fleck online, but you can get the non-flecked version, like not without too much difficulty. And the colours are really nice. Like they look like they've got slight variegation to them, and they've got like a real hairiness to it. They're nice.
I love this yarn.
I was just going to say, that is the most Sarah colour ever. It's like everything that you're wearing is like these like greens and stuff. Yeah. And then like I've just got all this like pastel.
Look at us. We're living our colour destiny. But yes, this was just I'll just throw this in for myself because you never have enough sock yarns and socks. 100%. Have you got any other acquisitions?
I do have one more acquisition. So I'm really hyped about making one of the Norwegian Olympic ski jumpers. Yeah, I know. What am I doing? Was that in my Make 9? No.
Who cares?
Anyway, so I am in that sort of group chat with like Florence Miller and like about 25 others of people who are making these jumpers, and I'm going to be making the 2002 Salt Lake City one, which hopefully we can pop in a little photo, but it's really cool. In terms of what colors and what yarn, this was living rent-free inside my head for way too long, of what colors and what yarn. I saw some of the jumpers online. They have like the trims and like lots of really colorful bright colors, and I really liked that look, and so I wanted to do that and then have the main in like the main just contrasting colors. And after much deliberation, I ended up going to Morris & Sons, I know, the OG, and getting some of their Estate 8-ply yarn. Now, this was a very considered decision and a very difficult decision to make. I wanted to get the Cascade 220 because that's what Inga uses from Knitting Traditions, and hers just looks so neat and so beautiful. The thing is though, the pattern actually calls for like a 5-ply like sport weight yarn, and Cascade 220 is 10-ply.
Yeah, it's an iron weight, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I wondered maybe the one she was using was actually the 5-ply version, because there is a 5-ply version. It's just extremely hard to get in Australia, like almost impossible, let alone in the colours.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. And so in the colours you want, it's like almost impossible. So anyway, so I had a good think. You obviously want something that's like got a little bit of grippiness and is more like slightly more rustic, but I didn't want it to be so rustic that I lost definition either. Also, you guys know I love Australian yarn, so this Morris & Sons, this is like the Morris & Sons brand, and it's their Estate yarn in 8-ply, which is 100% Australian wool. It's like, because it's merino, like Australian merino, it's a very soft, like it's not very scratchy. and it has excellent reviews. I've never used it before, but it does have excellent reviews. I've felt samples in the store, but it's not what I would normally gravitate towards, but nevertheless I'm very excited about it. So I'll show you the colours that I got.
That looks so cool.
Yeah. So I'll show you my vision. So my vision is this. I don't have any cream or light coloured jumpers. Really? Like I've got pastels and then dark coloured jumpers. I think the cream, I feel like it doesn't look as neat sometimes, and that intimidates me because I don't want to hate it, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do cream background, French navy. It looks more blue in the camera, but it's definitely more of a navy, like a French navy contrast for like all the color work. And then for the trims, for that like really colorful trim vibe, I'm going to use
that's so cool,
these. And then this is going to be like my additional little like accent one to kind of bridge everything together. So it's going to be mostly this with like trims and some of the color work. It's going to be so awesome. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. When am I going to cast it on? Probably not anytime soon. The fun part for me was like picking the colors, and it took a lot of time to pick the pattern and the colors. So now that I've done that, it's like going to sit there while I like do some other things. And then I'll just buy like, I pretty much just need, I think, one more of these and then like jump a quantity of this, but I'm going to wait it out.
Until you've like swatched.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to try everything out. Also, this is a very affordable, like if you are in Melbourne or if you're in Australia or anywhere really, it's a really affordable yarn choice, which still feels good. I can't remember how much it was, but it's less than $10 a ball, and it's like 100 meters or something. Yeah,
I feel like it is the perfect, like it meets that perfect middle point of like a little bit rustic and like good for color work, but still soft. Like it's not going to be like prickly or uncomfortable, or like it's got a hardy vibe, but also it feels kind of nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good middle ground on all fronts.
I think so, because they also have another brand that's called Empire, and it's like a more twist. It's got a higher twist.
More smooth.
Yes, that's like more of your classic superwash. That is perfect for baby garments. And again, it's like quite affordable, and they have lots of colors. But it's definitely like, that's the kind of one that like, you know, when you do color work, it's going to look a little bit gappy. Whereas this will bloom enough that it won't be. It will be very warm, but I'm going to embrace that. I don't know, it's a Norwegian ski jumper, so I'm expecting that's going to be warm. Also, I do acknowledge that this is 8-ply, and I just said that the pattern is for 5-ply. I want a stiffer, denser fabric. So that's
going to be
that was
cozy.
My thought process.
Ooh, love it. That's going to be so awesome. Ugh.
This has been taking up so much energy to not talk to you.
Oh, thanks.
And same with the Maker.
The Maker, I was not mentally ready for that. Like,
look, no one was. Not even me.
I have a few other acquisitions. Which is kind of like a bit sad. Well, no, it's basically like a yarn shop in Melbourne is closing down.
Oh, yeah, that is
and
sad.
I went along on, I think, the last day that they were trading. Just because I was working, I had a weekend shift nearby, and so I was like, I had to work on a weekend, which for me is mortifying.
Such a foreign concept for Sarah.
I made specific life choices, so I didn't have to work weekends, and so on the off chance that I do,
no hate,
it's fine.
I love my midweek days off. Like, I'd way prefer to work a weekend now and again.
But anyway, I went to this yarn shop because it was closing down. Everything was 50% off. There was not much left when I got there. It was really sad that it was like so empty, and like
I felt my heart beat a little bit faster because I realized, oh my god, I haven't seen this stuff yet. I'm really excited.
So it was a balance between like just buying stuff because it was cheap.
Yeah, that's really tricky.
And like,
particularly with yarn, because like, you can always kind of find a way to justify it.
There was a bit of that. And then like, especially like a lot of the colours that were left were like maybe not the most popular colours. Fortunately, my colours are probably not popular. Anyway, so I bought one. This was available.
Oh, yeah.
Which
shut up.
This is a one skein of the Juniper Moon Harriet Farm Great, which I think is a bulky weight, 100% alpaca.
That is, I
thought of you when I
so
it is so soft,
luxe, and it's got like that hairiness to it.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I thought I might even dye it because it's not really a good colour for me.
I really like that.
I know
colour,
you love it. but I'm not sure about it for me, so I thought I might just dye it.
I feel like one skein of this, what are you going to make a beanie?
I was going to do like a Sophie scarf and make it as long as I could. But I'm not sure about the colour, so I thought I'd dye it. Maybe, don't know. It was just so soft I couldn't not buy it because it was so cheap. Yeah. And then I also bought 2 balls. Cool. Again, this colour is like a bit off. There was a lot of this colour left. Who's surprised?
But I feel like that's your colour. Like, that is the most Sarah colour ever.
This is a New Zealand yarn. It's called Zelania Cozy. This is a sock yarn that contains some possum.
This feels like it would be such a good sock yarn.
It's got like that hardiness.
Yeah. And as like a colourwork sock yarn, could you imagine? I mean, you probably won't do it as colourwork, but...
Well, they only had this colour left. This is 58% merino, 22% nylon, 15% brushtail possum, 5% alpaca. So it's a pretty interesting kind of like baby poo colour. But
it's a good description.
Yeah,
it's got lots of little colours in it though, like lots of
it's got a little
dark,
bit of variegation.
Like
it's called custard. They called it custard. I wouldn't want to eat custard this colour, but
it's
anyway.
too green for custard.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're not going to call it baby feces.
Yeah. But this was just a sock yarn that I wanted to try with some possum. And then I bought some other possum yarn as well, again because it was on sale and it's cool. So this is the same brand. This is the Zelania yarn in Cowrie, which is a worsted weight. And it is 60% merino, 30% possum, 10% silk. Oh my god.
This is very Sarah colour yarn too. It's like a slightly teal.
Go away.
I feel like if you put it right in front of the camera, it works.
Yeah.
It's like a more teal leaning navy with like a little bit of marl in it too.
So there was 3 balls left, so I just bought 3. I started just feeling a bit like, just buy stuff because it's cheap, and now I've ended up with all these like random small skeins. But
I don't know, they come in handy. Like
this might be a beanie.
Like beanie, or like, I mean, I know like you might not want to waste it on this, but like the baby things, like that would be perfect for like this, and I would use like the tiniest amount. But yeah, that's lit. I love.
But yes, this is my like haul from. I feel like I'm benefiting from the misfortune of others that this shop was closing down, but I bought all of this and it was not very expensive for beautiful yarn.
They're selling it because they want to get rid of it. They're selling it cheap.
I'm basically doing them a favour.
They're trying to get rid of it as soon as they can. So,
but yes, so like lots of little acquisitions. Don't know what they'll all be, but
we'll see them featuring, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's everything I have.
That's everything I have. I think we are losing a battle with the sun.
We are
shifting, but
it's not working. Keep moving.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around, for making this such a pleasurable experience for both of us. It's been so lovely.
It's pure joy.
Yes.
That's all I can say. It's pure joy. I love reading all the comments and interacting with you guys and watching other people's podcasts and stuff, and so keen to see more. So yeah, thanks for hanging around.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you were more
subtle.
Covert that time.
Love the pod.
What sock should we... Oh, you're Jimin. Oh.
Have fun.
Bye.
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 Bye.